What was something you didn't know you needed until you tried it out? Noise cancelling headphones for flights. Doesn't filter out the crying babies. But you don't realize how much the engine and wind noise really wear on you. I've got Bose 35s, and if you crank up whatever you are listening to, all sounds are gone. If you're trying to sleep, I would just crank up some sleep sounds. Rainforest etc. and pass out every time with zero idea of what's going on around me. Just happened 2 weeks ago. But I borrowed a power washer from a coworker. Holy sh. After discovering what it cleaned off my fence, newly bought condo, I was wondering what else I could clean with it. Ended up cleaning up the garage floor and manually washing my car and spraying it off with the power washer. Fence looks awesome now, and now I am looking into applying a clear sealer on it. A blackout curtain. Oh yeah. I just bought and installed the wraparound style for the living room and bedroom. 2 screws per side into the trim. Smack the bar onto the bracket. And that was all it took. The house is cooler. Darker. And I can't sleep when I work third shift. Laser eye surgery. Best $3k I ever spent. I was blind as a bat for 30 years and now I can just see. No DIing around with contacts or glasses or worrying about staying on top of my prescription. It's amazing. A good vacuum. Holy shit, makes an amazing difference. Our house always had that kind of dusty smell and we couldn't figure out where it was coming from. So after we finally retired our $30 vacuum, we went and bought one of the nice $300 ones, and we must have had 4 full tanks of dust and hair that was still in the carpets. A fan in my room at night. Just sleep so much better in summer now. 8. 1 stroke 2 hours of sleep. It's like getting a little bit of superhuman strength the next day. Our bed breaths. 2 monitors. Yes. Even though I don't technically need them. Having 2 monitors has done more than probably anything to make work easier. If I go somewhere and have to use my little travel laptop by itself, I feel like an old west pioneer. Like maybe I'll have to start churning my own butter next. I am thoroughly spoiled with my 2 monitor setup. A good mattress changes your life. My bed is the most expensive piece of furniture I have ever purchased. Unfortunately expensive underwear. Sometimes ignorance really is bliss. Dude, me too. I used to buy the 5 pair for $10 and now I'm on about G boxer briefs bus. A routine. I was always kinda loosey when it came to planning my day. Then I tried actually doing and not wishing I had a plan. A proper evening routine made wonders to my sleep and health. Now trying this for the mornings too. My son is good at this. He goes to bed early every night. Gets up early and goes to the gym every morning. Preps his lunches on the weekend. And takes them to work every day. It's made an incredible difference in how positive and successful he's been. And I still can't manage to do any of that. Lol. At 30 I planned with post-it notes. At 40 I used a planner book day timer. At 50 used self-made planner on my PC. Now. At 79. I use my smartphone. The just in case pee before going somewhere without access to a restroom for quite some time. Cries in tiny bladder. I'm more of a just in case poo type of guy. Pocket knife. Use it every day. I hope in your old age you get to become one of those chill dudes that cuts slices of apple and eats them off the blade. They often dispense great witticisms and pearls of wisdom whilst doing so. Exercise. I let myself go for a few years. During that time I didn't notice the differences from not exercising. Then after I started exercising again I was like, wow. I didn't realize how shy I felt before. Same. It's weird to feel your body become lighter, not because of weight loss but because of you actually becoming stronger. Missing that feeling is what it's motivating me to start again. Same. Upped my game in exercise regimes and eating a lot healthier. Results are amazing. Clarity. Energy. Mood. Seeing definition. A squatty potty. Rumi got one as a gag gift for Christmas and lem tell you. Instant game changer. I nearly had a fight with my son in Costco because I put a squatty potty in the cart without saying a word to him. He was convinced it was a stupid gimmick and that we didn't need it. and I refused to leave without buying it. We hardly ever fight and he was so salty about it for the rest of the day until he had to take a I got a full apology when he got out of the bathroom. Humility. I thought it was a sign of weakness and that others would take credit for your work if you were too humble. Then I read me some C.S. Lewis and my mind was blown. Humility is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. I, too, am extraordinarily humble. Moving out from my parents' place. You don't realize how liberating it is until you're finally free. I didn't realize just how different we were until I was out on my own. Similarly, I didn't realize how miserable I was because I was pretending to be someone I wasn't. Mate, I've felt a freedom man. I'm back at my mum's place but I have an escape plan in progress. It's crazy how often a byproduct of moving out is an improved relationship with said parents. SSD solid state drive. Absolutely everyone who uses a computer should have one of these. There's no more. Sorry. My computer's being slow. Every business needs this for their employees. Literally $50 turns a slow pile of garbage computer into a fast one. I got one of these as an upgrade for my home PC. 14 seconds from power button to login screen. GPS. I think I could go back to dumb phones if it weren't for how nice GPS is. I've even looked into basic phones with GPS. But they are as expensive as smartphones and I'm not confident their service would be as good as Google Maps. Garmin still makes standalone GPS devices. So you can ditch your smartphone if you get one of those devices. But I can't stand the idea of having two devices when one can do the job of both. A dishwasher. Never had one growing up or the first few places I lived as an adult. My current apartment has one and I refuse to go back. A weighted blanket. I read about it in another Reddit thread so tried it out and oh sweet lord, last night was the best night of sleep I've had in months and I didn't wake up feeling like I wanted to scream from anxiety. Love mine. It makes me have the wildest, most vivid dreams. But it makes it very difficult to get up in the morning. Feels like all the energy in my limbs was just sucked out. Bidet. It will ruin pooping anywhere else for you. It has made my bathroom experiences 1000 times more enjoyable. I have a basic one. But they can get pretty fancy. The cold water is initially uncomfortable. But after 3 or 4 uses, you don't even notice anymore. I do comics and I used to just jump in head first into a comic with only a script. But it made the sketch panel pass a pain. My senior thesis prof once told me to sketch small, fast thumbnails of a scene in my script before I actually drew it. I didn't want to at first, seeing it as just more work. But turns out it made the process so much faster. I got my thesis done early and had time to animate a trailer for the end of the year showcase. I even won best graphic novel. Always do thumbnail sketches, even for non-sequential art pieces. It will help you if you struggle with composition or silhouette. Wi-Fi connected bedroom lights. Holy sh. You think it's a stupid gimmick until you have them and let me tell you, they're gamma-changing. Seat warmers. Oh my god. It was a transcendent experience the first time I used them on a cold night. Pressure cooker. Mom got one from grandma and dad wasn't impressed. A few months later we tried a beef roast. And it turned out awesome. Dad said the last time he did a roast and it didn't turn out dried was before I was even born. Used it a couple more times ever since. Shopping my groceries online. It saves time, taxi money, I don't have a car, and it keeps me from buying junk food. A dog. I was 100% one of those people who turned down the idea of a dog every time my fiancé brought it up. Went to the shelter one day to donate. Met a beautiful pup who has now filled my heart with more happiness than I knew I could receive and loves her new life so much. Honey, we're just stopping by to donate. No, I don't have the ulterior motive of bringing you by a pup to fall in love with. Dark mode on apps. It takes a little getting used to at first. But once you're past that, it makes your user experience so much better. A shoehorn. Those long snake shoehorns that they sell at IKEA changed my life. I always thought shoehorns were those short things my grandpa used that you had to be sitting down to use properly. Now all my friends have one. And when one doesn't, it feels awkward leaving their place. A calorie counter. 3 weeks in and I'd lost 16 pounds. A pop socket for my phone. I thought they were useless gimmicks but got a free one, so said I'd try it, and wow. It's actually amazing. Just makes it much easier and comfortable to hold my phone. Plus can't stand your phone up to watch videos, and it also works as a kind of fidget toy if you're in any way anxious. A heart-shaped pillow. Only small. A little bit bigger than my head. Picked it up at a store because it just looked kinda cute and I'm addicted to pillows. Slept on it with it being turned upside down and the inwards bit fits perfectly around my neck and is so comfortable. Really? Y'all should try it. So technically now it's a butt-shaped pillow and you're nestled between the cheeks. Clothes that fit and have a bit of style. Have been always wearing hand-downs. Never really thought about it for 26 years. I was wearing the same t-shirts since 13. Then I keep on replenish the same style of clothes if it ever wears out. Which is rare. Went shopping with some female friends and now I need to replace most of my closet. An insulated water bottle, cold water even after 8 hours. Or being sat in the sun. My new favorite thing. A massage. Seriously. I went for one knot that wouldn't go away. Turns out my whole back was a mess and I feel so much better. Also, so many other knots. Sore shoulders, but glad that mess is cleared up. For anyone doing a deep tissue though, I recommend a 90 minutes so you get some relaxation in between the rest. Backup camera. Easily the best new thing I have on my car. I did not think it would be so awesome. The best thing is the camera's vantage point is the rear bumper. It just gives you visibility that you can't achieve from the front seat. That said, I spent a year unlearning looking backwards as I started to drive in reverse. A hug. Specifically a long, comforting hug.